According to the results of a new Politico and Morning Consult poll, a majority, it's a small majority, but a majority nonetheless, of Americans do believe that Donald Trump should be disqualified under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. We all know what that is at that point. If you support an insurrection, support people who engage in insurrection, can never hold office again in the United States. And a majority of people say, yes, I agree that this applies to Donald Trump. And he should be disqualified. Not he could be disqualified. He should be disqualified. So the reason this poll is important, and it's also important to know that basically the Democratic side and the Republican side cancel each other out. Because 80% of Democrats say, yes, he should be disqualified. 20% of Republicans say, no, yes, he should be disqualified. So 80% of Republicans say, no, he shouldn't. 80% of Democrats say, yes, he should. 50-50 split down the middle of independents. Those are the ones who are going to decide the outcome of this upcoming election. So those are the ones who matter. If you already have 50% of the independent voters in this country not only saying that, we don't like the guy, but saying you shouldn't legally be allowed to run for office, doesn't that kind of feel like the death sentence for your political campaign when half of the undecided people are like, you legally shouldn't be able to do this? I mean, to me, that speaks volumes. It also speaks volumes to that idiotic Washington Post ABC News poll that came out early last week, because this poll kind of tells us that a majority of people think that legally Trump shouldn't be able to run, but the Washington Post ABC News poll said that Trump has 53 or 52% of the vote to Biden's 42% of the vote. Those two things cannot coexist because they are so contradictory, yet here we are. Now, as we know, these 14th Amendment challenges to Donald Trump are picking up steam in courtrooms and states across the country. Multiple have already been filed. I've spoken my piece about that plenty of times. I agree and I support the lawsuits, but I think in our current court system, based on the arguments I have seen made, I do not think they will be successful. And even if they are successful, it's eventually going to work its way up to the United States Supreme Court, and that 6-3 conservative majority will absolutely not do that. So even if you win every step of the appellate process, once you get to that Supreme Court, it's DOA. So is it worth it to do it? I don't know. Because if Donald Trump at any step of the way in that appellate process, including up to the United States Supreme Court, if he wins, he's going to use that as a campaign wedge to be like, look, they tried to say I did this, but clearly the court say I didn't do this. Now, that might not be what the court says, but that's how Trump will spin it. That's how conservative media will spin it. And that will become the narrative that takes hold in the American public. I've been doing this for 20 years. I see it happen all the time. I know what I'm talking about. So there it is. Majority of Americans support it, but this court system will never let it happen. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.